Hello guys, this is Movie Lover and welcome to this Movie Lover world. Today I'm going to recap a 2015 thriller movie named Hidden Wrath, so let's begin. Two couples, Parn and her partner, run into the bush. They run from the village bullies Chong Lek and Fet as they run. The guy asks Parn to hide inside the bush. While he continues running, he hides. Tu and Chong asks his friends Lak and Fet to find him. Eventually they notice his body by the side of the tree and they drag him out. To hit him, they kick him repeatedly as he lies on the bed so much that Parn can't watch it. She gets excited and starts running. One of the boys, Lek, goes after Parn. She falls while running and Lek finds her. She attacks. Lek takes her time to run and hides inside a tree. Chong and Fet go to Lek. They carry him up and they all go to find Parn. Later Chong sees Parn by the forest. He drags her out, pins her towards a tree and tries to lift her gown. She kicks him by his lower waist, specifically his private part. He angrily takes a tree branch and stabs her till she dies. The boy, who has gathered his composure back, comes to save Parn. He takes a stick and hits it on Chong repeatedly until the other two guys overshadow him. They hit him to the ground and they kick him. When they realize they have won the fight, they have the couple looks at each other as they spend their last memory together in the village. Another lovers, Yad and his new love Bua, go to the river together. They get some fish and they communicate with each other with sign words. As they attempt to go home, two passers-by throw a stone at Bua's head. Before Yad could get to them, they ran away. Yad takes Bua to her home, meets her mother and reports what has happened. Bua's mother asks her to enter the house but instructs Yad not to follow her. She goes inside to meet her daughter and sees her crying. She takes care of her injuries and asks if she is crying because of the guys. She replies otherwise and tells her mother it is because she misses her father. Her mother tells her there is no reason why she is missing a man who left them by himself and that she should stop crying. The woman returns to Yad, who is still waiting for Bua. Bua's mother tells Yad that he can't marry Bua and he should stop seeing Bua. She reminds him that Bua is mute and she can't speak, so why will he marry someone like that? She says he only insists on marrying her because he is still a kid and she doesn't want a situation where he will jump into the relationship only to break her daughter's heart. She refuses to divorce and asks him if he knows the level of humiliation he will be subjected to if he marries Bua. She tells him his parents won't consent to the relationship. She doesn't want her daughter to suffer. Despite all of her arguments, he insists that the decision to marry or break up should come from him and Bua, and the parents don't have a right to argue about it. He gets home and his mother confronts him in the same conversation. She tells him she won't allow him to marry Bua. At first he takes the statement as a joke and tells her to calm down. He even tells her that since Bua should be mute, they won't argue well. His mother asks him if he doesn't pity her and reminds him of the humiliation they may go through, but he is made up his mind. On the other hand, his father tells him to go for a job in Bangkok. He tells him he isn't interested in the job, but his father insists that he finds another job in Bangkok. He eventually confesses that the job isn't the problem, but he doesn't want to relocate to Bangkok. Meanwhile, Chong Lek and Fet are at a canteen. They see the attendant, a young lady DOA who has just returned from the city. Chong comments that DOA returned very pretty and Doas serves him. He comments about her body. She asks him if he isn't married and leaves. As she turns, he touches her, but this gets her angry and she slaps him. Yad and Bua go to the river again. They catch several fish and smoke some on the riverbank. Yad tells Bua the type of life he wants to live with her, a small but happy life, a life in which he may be a small farmer, but he will always be happy because he is with her. Fed and Lek are also by the river. Black dares Fit to steal an older woman's fish and promises to back him home if he steals it. Fet, who has been planning to steal the fish, goes to steal it. They both run away from the woman. As she curses them, they exhaust their strength on the way, and Fet asks Lek to redeem his promise by backing him, but Lek refuses. They take the fish to their boss Chong and they eat. While they eat, Chong calls them stupid thieves and asks them why they couldn't wait until the woman has caught a lot of fish before they steal, and says the fish is too small. As they talk about this, Yad and Bua drive past them. They construct the couple's way and collect their barn of fish. Yad argues for his fish back, but Chong goes to Bua. He says Bua is hot and attempts to touch her. Luckily, Chang's wife Chin calls the boys Out she asks Chong to return the fish, and asks if he forgot he is married as. The couple leave. Chong gets angry at Shin for calling him out yet takes Bua home. He also goes home. As he gets home, his father reminds him to go to Bangkok, but he refuses. His father tells him he can't marry Bua. He insists on his decision and walks out on his father. The following day, as Bua walked to the market, she sees Lick and Fet. They signal to her seductively, but she walks away, buys a banana, and on her way back, she walks past a banana store. The seller's banana was stolen and the woman sees her carrying the banana, and the woman hits her repeatedly and she goes on crying. When she arrives home, she sees Yad's mother at her house. His mother is telling her mother that they want Yad to work in Bangkok, but Bua is the reason why Yad doesn't want to go. She begs her mother to instruct Bua to stop seeing their son. Bua goes to the farm in tears. At the farm she meets Yad. Yad reassures her that they will always be together and there is nothing anyone can say to separate them. They start fishing, and Yad swims in the water while Bua stays by the riverbank. Chong and his friends come to kidnap Bua, and since she can't shout, they silently carry her to the forest. Yad finishes his bath and can't find Bua. He screams her name and finds her with the boys. He gets there at that point where Chong is removing his trousers to raid Bua. He tries to fight Chong, but Lek and Fat hold him. They hit him and subdues him. They force him to watch while Chong rapes his girlfriend and tell him they will be the next to go. He keeps struggling and they hit him until he dies. When Chong finishes, Bua notices Yad is no longer breathing. She hits the boys and they hit her back until she dies. They dig a pit where they bury the couple. That night the parents await the arrival of their children, but they do not come. The following day, Yad's parents go to Bua's mother's house to find their son, but she tells him she can't find Bua. Together they go to the farm where a passerby tells them she saw the couple with Chung, Lek and Fet the day before. The parents approached Chong, who insists he didn't see their children. They threaten to curse him, but he doesn't care. After the parents leave, his wife comes to ask if he knows anything about it, but he strangles her and tells her she must not talk. The parents visit the police, and after several searches they give up on the kids. The boys go hunting, and Chong and Fet notice Lek is disturbed. He tells them he has been having nightmares and that they should confess, but they remind him they will get imprisoned if they do. Chong points the gun at him and tells him he will kill him. They go hunting, and during the hunting, Fet and Lek keep seeing supernatural things. That night, after drinking, Lek urinates and he sees Bua's corpse in front of his house. The same happens to Fet later. Lek goes home to sleep, but he sees seeing ghosts. He runs out of the house and goes to hide under the house. The following day, Fet finds him at his hiding place. He tells Fet about his dreams, and Fet tells him he has the same dreams too. He advises that they should leave for Bangkok, but Fet refuses. The following day, as Lek goes hunting, he sees ghosts chasing him and falls off. The next day, Yad's father meets Fet and advises him to confess if he doesn't want to die. Like Lick, Fet is afraid. He goes to meet Chong, who tells him they will never confess. He insists that they should confess, but Chong hits him. He goes to the river to fish and he notices some strange things in the water. They attack him and he drowns. Chong also starts having dreams about Bua and Yat. One night he stands from the bed thinking ghosts are in the house. He takes a knife and mistakenly kills his wife, thinking that she is a ghost. Yet Adbua arrives. They hit him and he wakes up with his neck tied to the roof. They tell him that he doesn't have to be afraid of ghosts, as they aren't ghosts. They narrate that after they leave, rain falls and Yad stands up. He saves Bua and they decide to revenge. They were the ones who shot Lick and drowned Fit, so he should also be a man and commit suicide. He tries to beg them, but they refuse. They tell him they want to live before the stupid boys come to destroy their lives. They remove the stand on his leg and leave him to die dangling on the rope, and the movie ends here. So I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Movie Lover will meet you again with new story. Till take care.